in these streets every day, I can't get no rest. Early morning, niggas sleep, I'm running to the check. I put 1 foot on the floor and 1 foot on their necks. All this work that I put in, I earned my respect. Ain't believe me when I told them niggas I'm the one. I was putting in that work while niggas having fun. I'ma do this for the times when they ain't give me none. I took it personal, I swear that this a different.
Welcome back. It's Pretty in Pride, here for another week. I'm your host, Ken.
And I'm your host, Kiki.
And we're really excited to be hosting this really festive Super Bowl Kendrick Lamar Pop Out 2.0 party.
I'm calling this K-Dot concert at the football game.
Yeah. I like that. I like that because we don't really give a shit at all about that football game.
Not particularly, no.
And I think what we can start off with is, so on today's episode, we're going to do a bit of a small recap on the Grammys that took place last week. I think we'll then just dive right into some of the halftime performance predictions, what we're excited about. There's this football game happening before and after, so we can chat a little bit about that too.
Love it.
And then we'll get right into our normal segment of weekly ins and outs. So the Grammys happened last Sunday. Kendrick opened his mouth and they handed him 5 Grammys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
Drake has to be crying somewhere in Australia and or New Zealand. I don't know where exactly his tour is taking place, but it's down under.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the performances, so I have no discussion there, but I did see snippets of Sabrina Carpenter's cute little comedic performance. I thought that looked really fun. Kendrick is hilarious. He was wearing all jeans.
So cute.
All jeans. The Canadian tuxedo, as they call it.
Yeah. I also didn't watch any of the performances because they have been past my bedtime. As you all know, or you will come to find out shortly, Kiki goes to bed very early. Very, very early. So she catches the highlights on TikTok and woke up that next morning, immediately Googled Album of the Year 2025 and saw that it was Queen Bee. And I said, yes, okay, now we can go to the gym in peace. So
yeah. Reparations were had in the Grammy performances, or the Grammy Awards, I think, with Beyonce winning Country Album of the Year. I don't know what else she won.
Album of the Year.
Album of the Year.
Both yeah.
Country and just
general. It was the best album of the entire year.
White, black,
and it was
country, indifferent.
And it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big win for Black people. It was a big night, especially with Kendrick continuing to win, being so cute. Everyone partying to his songs. Everyone singing A minor as he went to go collect his award. Mustard on the beat up there with him. Classics.
The anti-DEI rollback, shall we call it?
Yes.
Was the awards ceremony.
Actually, the DEI rollback is the white people not winning anymore because they were the benefactors of DEI.
I think that the Grammys answered a lot of questions coming into the Super Bowl about whether or not Not Like Us would be something that would be performed. There were questions because of this ongoing lawsuit that Drake is having. But when the Grammys played that song for all of America to hear, I think a lot of people were like, okay, there's a possibility that
definitely
it will be performed at this football game.
It's gotta be. It definitely created a lot of excitement around what we're gonna see today, I think, too. It's been a great 2 weeks to be Kendrick Lamar and to be a Kendrick Lamar fan. So
yeah. I think that's a natural segue into like, what do we think prediction wise may be played at the Pop Out 2.0?
I think there's 2 ways you can go about predictions in life, and that's based on knowledge and research. And then there's my way, which is just vibes and wants. So all of my predictions are based off of absolutely nothing.
Not the research.
Not research. Nope. Just
Okay.
what I want. I want DNA. I want all right. I feel like we as a culture need to hear that. And I want all my favorites. So let's actually just do a concert starting from Good Kid, Mad City all the way up to the current. Let's forget about the football game. And let's just do a Kendrick Lamar concert of his full discography.
Like, we don't care about who wins this little game.
No.
We actually just need Good Kid, Mad City all the way up through GNX.
That being said, it's going to be controversial. I am rooting for the team that has an actual black quarterback.
Woo!
So go Eagles.
Taylor
Go
Swift.
Birds. No, Patrick Mahomes does not count.
I don't know anything about this freaking sport.
Technically, we're
Technically
going by
he's
one
black.
drop rule.
There's
Sure.
two. Okay. Okay.
But in the way that he acts, votes, and no.
And
Fried chicken. We're not. It's Jalen Hurts, the one that has an actual black wife and a whole black team that I'm rooting for.
Okay. I'm not rooting for any of these teams because I don't care
now you
about
are.
this American football, sport of American football,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely going to root for the team the gang's rooting for.
Yeah.
So
True
that's
that.
for sure
True that.
going to be who I'm rooting. That's how I'm basing my predictions.
Amen,
of who's
sister.
gonna win. But I think the NFL scriptwriters are not going to let Taylor Swift's boyfriend lose.
They won't.
They
It's
need
a
her on
big
the field,
conspiracy
kissing
that I
him.
believe in.
Yeah, I for sure believe
They've
in
raked
it.
in $1 billion since they started dating. So yeah, they're gonna win. But fine, oh no, I feel so bad. It's like, Jalen and his team, they're trying hard too. Anyways, let's get into your predictions and wants for Kendrick and his performance. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? And what are yours based on? Are yours based on just vibrations, or are they based on actual research and things that could happen?
Well, they're all guesses. So a prediction based on nothing but, I think, a little more vibes than what is likely. Obviously rocking Grambling State head to toe, HBCU in Louisiana. So I'm hoping that what we see from Kendrick's performance is an opening of historically black colleges, marching bands,
Love it.
the horns, the drums, the Not Like Us starting, or I think what he'll do is start with TV off. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling mustard. And then I think from there, we could transition to a quick snippet of Not Like Us, get the crowd just going, because Mustard will also, I think, be in performance.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll see SZA come out. I've gone back and forth on whether they will do 30 for 30 off of her deluxe or if they'll do All the Stars. And then I think where it will go, because I'm going to predict that Tyler, the Creator, will be at the halftime performance. I think where it will go is that Kendrick will do Hey Now, maybe Peekaboo, because it allows him to bring some of his younger LA cohort also to the performance. And then the beat of Hey Now, I think he does his first part of that song, or lets his, is it Dodie Six?
Mm-hmm.
Dodie Six do his verse and then transition to Tyler's remix of that.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
Right? And then I think Tyler then goes into performing Sticky, and perhaps if we, want to see something fucking insane, Lil Wayne is on that track. And so we could see Glorilla. We could see Lil Wayne. We could see Sexy Red. When I see you stand by Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad bitches.
Yeah. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
And it will all be enjoyable.
All of it
regardless.
intertwined with this beef taking place. So as far as the guests, those are my predictions of who we could see as guests. I think there's possibly like a Schoolboy Q comes out. He's also on Tyler's album. And they also did Collard Greens with Kendrick. So I think there's the possibility of a black hippie opportunity.
Renaissance.
Yeah, because I think like Kendrick could also do Money Trees with J-Rock, which is just a fucking banger and a classic. I love the idea of him doing DNA though. So
yeah.
those are my thoughts.
I love it.
Those are my wants.
Those are really well thought out. Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about them for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I feel like no matter what happens, it's going to be an instant classic. Again, Kendrick just opened his mouth. Give him another one. So,
you think this is Emmy? You think that like
do they do Emmys for Super Bowl halftime show for us? And oh wow, I love it.
Watch him find a way to put Not Like Us in an Oscar-nominated film,
As it should be.
and then for the rest of Drake's life, this diss track that's EGOT'd. Then it's an Tony Award-winning Lin-Manuel Miranda play.
I have to say, as much as I love Not Like Us, which is a lot, Euphoria for me, that was a real clincher, you know? Like that was to go back in time and relive the drop, just the whole thing, but especially Euphoria when it came out. Oh man. I still love that song so
it keeps going.
Chills.
What I loved about the beef is that I found myself engaging with YouTube reactor communities that I just had not engaged with before because I don't really follow music as closely as I used to, but it was like this gave me a reason to really start following like what was going on. And then I got to relive my own experience by watching various reactors have their experience. So Euphoria dropping and like having my own listen and then going and watching, you know, the YouTube reactor community listen to Euphoria and see everyone's experience of, oh my God, like this man is just being brutalized by Kendrick. Verse after verse, every bar for 6 minutes.
It's so long in the best way.
I freaking love that song.
I remember when one of my friends came out to visit and she wasn't keeping up with the beef and she said, well, I want to know about it. By this time, every song had dropped. I said, bitch, I ain't taking you through from point A to point B. Are you kidding me? We don't have time on this car ride to listen to it all. You need to go do some research. First of all, it's not just listening to it. It's understanding the background. So now we got to watch videos to explain the background to you. Although I did hear from our shared hair lady that producer behind the camera got her up to date during their last hair appointment. She's like, he was telling me every song and everything that went along with it. So he's better than I am. Cause I was like, no, I'm not catching up on 2 months worth of culture. Okay. You got to do this yourself. So,
well, my friend came over yesterday and brought up the fact that Kendrick won all these Grammys. And she is like, something about he could possibly win an Oscar. And I was like, no. See, he's going to perform in the halftime show. And that means that he could win an Emmy. Now, once he's got Grammys and an Emmy, he may as well try and go for the EGOT.
And honestly, it's probably going to be really easy for him.
And not because she asked, but because I just needed to. I then proceeded to spend 15 minutes explaining to her, in March of 2024, Kendrick dropped what was maybe a 50-second verse on Like That. And from
It went hard, okay?
And from there, an entire litany of music was dropped that has led us to this moment in time.
Yeah.
So I did find myself explaining all the way back through Like That, the tailor-made freestyle, the push-ups, and then I'm telling her, I'm like, and we waited 3 weeks for Kendrick to drop Euphoria. And when I tell you, girl, every day was worth it. He did not stop. In the span of a week, he dropped Euphoria, 616 in LA. And then Drake dropped Family Matters. And by the time we woke up on Sunday, we had Meet the Grammys.
Within an hour later. It was like, it wasn't even bedtime for me yet. I was like, what? It was,
and that was a dark time. That was a dark.
I don't replay that one. I don't replay that one.
So good.
I was like, oh, I actually feel sick to my stomach. But thanks. I'm having a good time. I don't even think that's on Spotify.
Glad it wasn't me, girl. Couldn't be me.
No,
I was concerned Drake would not take that very well.
Yeah,
he hasn't.
Still isn't. Okay, so we are very excited. I want to transition maybe into talking about our game day preparations and setup. So today is Super Bowl Sunday. means something to someone. We are podcasting live from a living room. Not a snack tray in sight, not a chip in sight, but we are very highly anticipating this performance from Kendrick. A lot of stuff has to happen before, unfortunately. There's no fast forward. It's a live event. But we will go on and we're going to podcast directly after the performance. If our minds haven't been literally blown. As long as we're still intact, we will be back to podcast post-performance, take you through all of the amazing things that happen and see if our predictions were right. So
yeah, that'll be exciting. And, you know, for the record, we don't put snacks around because it would just be us recording this while
might be a
Kiki
mukbang.
tells us the caloric content and how it impacts our macros, which is not fun for anyone but her.
I have Funyuns in the car, okay?
Yeah.
So I brought you guys peanut M&Ms. I have peanut butter.
I don't give my heart away. This shit hurt me every day. I get on my knees and pray. I'm trying to find another way. I gotta get up out this jungle. Niggas killing just to eat. And them lies ain't playing fair, so it's been getting hard to sleep. Said the streets ain't been the same. My last remembers to this game. My eyes been full of fire, cause my heart been filled with pain. And the day I heard my nigga died, I damn near went insane. To my niggas that I love, shit go live, I never.
Okay, wow. What a game. As people that are not sports girls, not a sports girl, really enjoyed that game. Loved seeing the Eagles pull it through. Still reeling from the halftime show. So I feel like we're going to have to do possibly a follow-up to how we're feeling later. But let's segue into our segment of weekly ins and outs.
Try to lock me up and get me sentenced. Fuck a friend. I just want the power in my dividends. I ain't going for that bullshit. See it through my Cardi lens. She ain't wanna fuck the kid.
In for me this week. I was scrolling Instagram one day and I came across a random page and discovered the coolest artist. I think that they're, not big at all. They're super underground. His name's Da Vinci. So good. I would describe him as Houston trap, like deep South rap. So good. And I listened to his entire catalog. And so for me now, top favorite rappers are K-Dot. Tyler's up there, and then Da Vinci. So that's in for me this week.
Have to listen. I'll have to listen. In for me this week is Black people.
Yes.
I mean, it's every week, but like coming off of the performance at the halftime show, the fact that technically there were 2 Black quarterbacks in this Super Bowl, and the Black quarterback that we all respect led his team to victory. I just feel like, and coming off of the heels of the longest opening days of a presidency, I am just feeling like I am feeling the community really rally around getting us through this next couple of years.
Facts. Black people are doing their big one.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a great year. I think, Kendrick winning the 5 Grammys for Not Like Us. They're going to be going on tour. Tyler's going on tour. His tour just started. So I feel like music is going to be doing a lot of healing for the world and the community as well in 2025. So I'm just really leaning into how great it feels to be Black.
Love it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
What about your outs, Kiki? What are you not having this week?
Ooh. You know what I'm not having this week? Illiterates who can't spell. I liken this sentiment to virgins who can't drive. But it's illiterates who can't spell. I'm sorry. Read a book. Library cards are free. They have like the Libby app that gives you free audiobooks from the library. The internet's right there. Like, just Google it. You can even talk to text and see how Siri spells it. So like, let's just get it together.
R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Yes.
Great
R.I.P.
performance.
What's out for you this week?
Okay, watching this Super Bowl, I have had this sentiment for quite some time, so I'm gonna try and articulate this as best as I can. But I am getting so exhausted and sick of franchises that just never end. It's like, I don't need another Jurassic Park installment.
Right.
I don't need a spin-off series for Captain America, Avengers. It's like the Fast and Furious. I can't keep track of anything that's happened in these movies. And I feel like every time they add another one, I am forced to recognize the fact that my memory cannot contain what happened in the last one.
Yeah.
And so it's okay to just let movies and franchises die. Let characters remain beloved. Stop dragging it on. Leave them dinosaurs alone. Number one. Stop fucking around with them dinosaurs.
I agree, except for when it comes to Mission Impossible.
Okay. That is the exception.
Exempt.
That is the exception.
Yes.
I can remember what goes on in those movies.
I
They're
love
very
every
distinct.
bit of it.
Okay, Ghost Protocol.
Wow, it really no, we're not getting into
we're not
the
gonna get-
GP of it all, okay?
We're
Because
not
we can
gonna
do a whole
get into
episode
it.
on Mission Impossible.
But when I think about Fast and Furious, it's like, because they're using that numerical,
right.
because they're using that numerical pattern of,
But
naming
also
their
sometimes
movies.
just dropping those, so
And
it's
then-
just Fast
Yes.
and Furious.
And then also
Fate of
the
the
fact that, like,
Furious.
some of them are in different spots of time. It's like, I've lost the plot here. Like,
Yeah.
you're telling me 3 Tokyo Drift takes place after this one. It's like, okay, and then this happens and that. Now I gotta go back in time. One's Fast Five,
tough.
one's the Fast Five. I can't keep track anymore. And so I'm just ready for, I don't know, Hollywood to just figure out a different way to give us entertainment. Rename things. Rename something, even if it is an install. Just give us a different name. You know?
Yeah, or like sometimes a one and done is nice. Like the story's over, I can move on with my life. Not you're dragging it. I mean, like, how old were we when Fast and Furious came out? And now, like, I mean, I'm past childbearing age pretty much, and they're still going on with it. Like, I was like, I swear I was in junior high when it came out. Like, oh my god,
Forget about it, cuh.
classics on classics.
But yeah, I can't keep up with it. I just really need Hollywood to just stop being so lame about that.
Gave my heart away. This shit hurt me every day. I get on my knees and pray. I'm trying to find another way. I gotta get up out this jungle. Niggas killing just to eat. And them lies ain't playing fair, so it's been getting hard to sleep.
Well, I think that there's been a lot of exciting things happening in the past week. I'm excited to see what transpires in the upcoming week and to connect with all of you Pretty Pride listeners next week.
Yeah, I'm going to apologize in advance for how much and how long I'm going to talk about this Super Bowl halftime show. But tune in to listen to that opinion over and over again for the rest of your life.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into like the true theorem of really rubbing blackness in Trump's face.
Just love
as
it.
the NFL removes end races. I mean, an organization we never thought was serious about that in the first place, but we will revisit that once we've read a bunch of other people's theses on the subject.
I do like regurgitating.
Yeah, we gotta consolidate.
We gotta consolidate, amalgamate. This has been Pretty and Pride.
Yep.
Episode redacted. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm in these streets every day, I can't get no rest. Early morning, niggas sleep, I'm running to the check. I put 1 foot on the floor and 1 foot on they necks. All this work that I put in, I earn my respect. Ain't believe me when I told them niggas I'm the one. I was putting in that work while niggas having fun. I'ma do this for the times when they ain't give me none. I took it personal, I swear that this a different run. Turn around, secure the law, we back the same day. It hit different when you